Okay then guys, it's Mark here. I just thought I'd show you a little overview of this paper on the first page before we go into the paper question by question in the playlist. This is the playlist for the GCSE Mathematics Linear Paper 2 Higher Tier, June 2012 for the WJEC Examinations Board. So clearly you're going to need to put your surname and your first names here, your centre number and your candidate number. Make sure that's written clearly. Now, you'll need a calculator for this paper. The best calculator I can recommend is this one here. It's pretty good. There's a couple of useful little tips here. So if you put 9 here and then you cancel, if you press the answer and press equals, it will record 9. So if you did say square root of 16, say, equals, and then you wanted to use that and do another square root of something or something squared, all you have to do is press, so clear it then and do answer, which is the 4 squared, and you get back to 16. So answer is a useful function, not often used by many, but it's a useful little thing because it just simply keeps in memory the equals that you've just pressed. So just a little point about the calculator, and that was the calculator I can recommend to use. It's fairly standard and helpful, and also does lots of things that are really handy. So, a calculator will be required. Instructions to candidate: black ink or black ballpoint pen. Oftentimes I think a lot of exam boards scan the papers electronically, so it is important to use a well-defined colour like black, of course, as it stipulates here. Do not use gel pen or correction fluid. Write your name, centre number and candidate number in the spaces at the top of this page, as we said. Answer all questions. So let's put that there. In the spaces provided. So that's important, isn't it? If you run out of space, use the continuation page that's at the back of the booklet, taking care to number the questions correctly. Pi, 3.14 here, or you can use the pi button on your calculator, thankfully. So you should give details of your method of solution when appropriate, unless stated. Diagrams are not drawn to scale. Scale drawing solutions will not be acceptable where you are asked to calculate, so this is general information here. The number of marks is given in brackets at the end of each question or part question. You are reminded that the assessment will take into account quality of written communication, and there's a question specifically on that, including mathematical communication used in your answer to question 2A. So it's just part A that relies on the written communication there, isn't it? Okay, so basically when you're going into this exam, and you've got the paper here, it's 2 hours long, and I like to, if I'm going into an examination, I like to just flick through the question. And there's lots of benefits from that. It's because it enables you, if you've looked over the paper, to choose the questions you want to do first. Say you like a question or you're pretty good at some questions, then it's often to get off to the best possible start by doing questions that you're confident about. So you want to get off to a good start. When you've done them, give them a tick, and then that'll keep a track of your progress. The only other thing to say is when you look through the paper, another benefit is that you review the questions. So subconsciously in your mind you've actually taken on board what the questions say if you've quickly looked through them for a couple of minutes, and that way when you come to the questions themselves they're not entirely unfamiliar, and hopefully your brain has subconsciously started to work on the problem before you even got there. So it can often be a time-saving benefit as well. So that's another little point. And also when you've finished the questions, always go through the questions and look for those that need double checking. So don't go out of the examination early thinking you're a smart boy, because you're not, because there's only 2 hours and you want to eke out every possible mark you can from this examination and do as well as you possibly can. So double check, and once you've double checked the entire paper, if you have that luxury, then look through the paper and look to triple check so that you use every last possible moment. Every minute you need to use up, so you eke out every last possible mark, and then leave when they tell you to leave, of course, at the end of the examination. So if you're taking an examination this year, guys, I'd just like to wish you all the best in your examination. Hope it goes well and hope you get the marks that all your hard work deserves. Cheers!